January 20th, 2008. The San Diego Chargers are about to duel the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game to decide who plays the New York Giants in the Super Bowl. Many view this game as another stepping stone in the Patriots' failed path to perfection, but it was actually one of the toughest showings in NFL history. So get your popcorn ready because you're watching Tales of the Gridiron and the time Philip Rivers played on a torn ACL. In the 2000s, the NFL had great quarterback play. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, they were all cream of the crop, but there were a lot of other great passers. Brett Favre, he was the epitome of a gunslinger. Donovan McNabb led the Eagles to a Super Bowl, and Ben Roethlisberger was a consistent winner. And there were some other guys I didn't even list. Now, in the AFC, it would have been tough to make a name for yourself, because when you made the playoffs, you were likely to deal with two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, which is exactly what Philip Rivers had to do in the 2007 season. Some of the Chargers teams that Philip Rivers was on in the 2000s were nothing short of dynamic. They had players like LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, and Sean Merriman. All these guys helped lead the Chargers to consistent playoff berths and even the #1 seed in the 2006 season. Although 2006 was ultimately a disappointment. The Chargers finished the regular season with the #1 seed, but went one and done in the playoffs, losing to, well, you probably guessed it, Tom Terrific. Following that playoff disappointment, the Chargers shocked the NFL by firing Marty Schottenheimer and elected to hire Norv Turner. In Norv Turner's first season with the Chargers, they went back to the playoffs, and sure, their record wasn't as good as the year prior, but Rivers had a solid season, and LaDainian Tomlinson continued to show that he was one of the best backs in the NFL. And when they entered the playoffs, their first matchup was against the Tennessee Titans in a game where the Chargers were shut out in the first half, then completely flipped the script and shut out the Titans in the second half, winning the game to set up a date in the AFC divisional round against Peyton Manning and the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Indianapolis Colts. Despite the Colts being favored in the game and several Chargers players being nicked up, the Chargers were in a close game throughout. Late in the third quarter, Philip Rivers dumped off a screen pass which went for a touchdown, but afterwards, Rivers was noticeably gimped up and immediately went to the sideline for attention. It was that pass, a non-contact injury, which tore Philip Rivers' ACL. He was then taken to the locker room, and on his way, he was seen talking with Colts fans, which I'm pretty sure was all sunshine and roses and was a pleasant conversation. Maybe he said something like, "I can't wait to be the quarterback of the Colts in about 15 years from now." Now, Rivers was out for the remainder of the game with a torn ACL, but Billy Volek stepped in and found a way to defeat Peyton Manning and the Colts in the RCA Dome's final game. This win set up the Chargers' duel against the undefeated New England Patriots, who were wrecking opponents in the regular season, led by Tom Brady's record-breaking passing season with Randy Moss. Now, heading into this game, it seemed incredibly unlikely that Philip Rivers was going to be able to play. After all, he was just days removed from a torn ACL, an injury that literally ends players' seasons. However, Rivers showed that he's one of the toughest players in the NFL, and he said he wanted to play, and he actually suited up and played the entire conference championship game on a torn knee. Now, just a side note, outside of Philip Rivers' major injury, there were other Chargers players who were nicked up as well, such as LaDainian Tomlinson, who had a sprained MCL. So this Chargers team was nicked up heading into this conference championship game. But back to the game, and the Chargers scored first and kept it close throughout. This was another game where the Chargers were expected to lose, but they, again, showed fight and kept it close. Now, obviously, due to the injuries, and the Patriots really had a superior roster and coaching staff, the Patriots won the game, and Rivers was far from perfect. His stat line read 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and he missed throws and forced some passes at times that he probably shouldn't have. And if all you cared about stats, it was pretty easy to write this performance off. But if you dig a little bit deeper, then you can truly understand what Philip Rivers did. He played a game on a torn ACL just a week after the injury. It displayed his character and commitment to the NFL, and I think it displays why he is one of the more underappreciated quarterbacks in NFL history. So even though the Chargers didn't win that day, I do believe that Philip Rivers, with one of the most gutty performances in NFL history, showed that there still is a little bit more to the NFL than just wins and losses. Hey guys, I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you subscribe and let me know what story you'd like to see next time. Thanks for watching Tales of the Gridiron, and have a great day.